Saldanha Foods has admitted it contravened the Competition Act. As a member of the SA Pelagic Fish Processors Association, the company colluded to fix prices paid to vessel owners or operators, skippers and crew for the service of catching pelagic fish. Oceana Brands Limited and Premier Fishing SA previously paid penalties of 34.7 million rand and 2 million rand respectively. The violations took place between the mid-1990s and 2010. Pelagic fish live in a zone in the ocean neither close to its shore nor the bottom. The Competition Commission also approved 3 measures on Wednesday. The first involved MTN's acquisition of a 51% stake in AfriHost Property Limited, an internet service provider. The second involved property firm Fortress Income 2, which intended to purchase an interest in Vesca's Mall in Vredenburg, Western Cape, and the third between Fraser Alexander Limited and Close-Up Mining Limited.
Now, for more on the fish story, we joined on the line by the spokesperson of the Competition Commission, Marva Scott. Marva, a very good morning to you and welcome to AM News.
Good morning, Elvis, and thank you for having us.
Marva, take us through the price-fixing saga in pilchards and anchovies, and when did the investigation actually started?
The investigation was initiated by the Commission around July of 2008. It was against a number of fishing companies, including Oceana, Food Corp, Premier Fishing, Hanspy Marine, and of course the one that we have settled with yesterday, Saldanha Fishing. So that investigation has been happening since 2008, and so far about 3 have settled with the Commission. Oceana, as you have mentioned, has settled. Premier Fishing has settled with us. And yesterday, the Competition Tribunal has confirmed a settlement between the Competition Commission and Saldanha Fishing.
So if Saldanha was fined 4 million rand, how much were the others fined?
This is a subject of settlement negotiation, and the figure that we arrived at is based on the number of contraventions that each firm has been involved with. For instance, Oceana admitted to 4 contraventions of the Act, and they were fined about 5% of their total turnover, the administrative penalty of 34 million rand. Premier Fishing paid about 2% of their turnover, which was about 2 million rand over that period. And Saldanha is about 2.5%, which amounts to 4 million rand of their turnover.
Why are there differences in terms of the fines being imposed?
The differences, as I mentioned, arise from the number of contraventions and the nature of the contraventions. The more the contraventions you admit to, the more the percentage will be up. But also the extent of involvement, because you will recall this is a cartel, and the most prominent on this cartel, which has been accused of a number of contraventions, was Oceana. Saldanha is only implicated on a small scale in the price fixing, and that is just but one contravention. That is why they have been fined about 2.5% of their turnover.
Now, as the Competition Commission, how do you know there's not more contraventions? Because these are only admittance, it's not investigation that has proven that.
Well, it is investigations. We have put a number of investigations, contraventions against these. I mean, we're talking price fixing, we're talking fixing of trading conditions, we're talking issues of market allocation, and so on. But in engaging with the firms themselves, certain other contraventions are admitted, but others are argued, and ultimately they fall off the radar. So it's not that we have placed just one allegation. We have placed a number of allegations that we have investigated and put before the tribunal for adjudication.
Mm-hmm. Now, some, Marva, might argue that the fine is just a slap on the wrist.
Well, it is not a slap on the wrist, given the fact that in addition to the administrative penalty, which you call the fine. We normally get an undertaking from the firms that they will cease the conduct, number one. But secondly, they submit with us a compliance program which will be monitored consistently so that this type of conduct is not repeated. So it's not just a matter of fine, but it's also a matter of complying with a certain program that is prescribed for them so that the conduct should not be repeated.
So if there was price fixing, it would then suggest that the consumer has been ripped off. Am I correct?
You are absolutely correct. I mean, cartels harm consumers and the market very much. So, I mean, if a price of because this is in respect of services rendered to these fishing companies, and it has an impact really on the price of the product that ultimately makes it to the consumer. So yes, consumers get hurt with this type of conduct by these firms.
So shouldn't consumers be sort of compensated?
There are a number of ways that this can be done. I mean, in the past, we have imposed certain conditions and programs that will ensure that there is benefit to the consumers in return. For instance, in the cement cartel a few years ago, we undertook an assessment study just to check after the busting of the cartel, what impact did that have on the consumers in terms of savings? And we were able to record about 4.5 billion savings to the consumer. So going forward, with the conditions that we have placed on the firms themselves, we will be able to see some savings to the consumer in the industry.
Marva, thank you so much for your time. That was the Competition Commission spokesperson, Marva Scott, on the line.